Hey everyone, it's me, Suzanne Harper, and today I'm going to be talking about life at age 70 and kind of a subtopic, ageism and societal norms. But before I get started, I want to mention that I have taken, I am kind of a wig sister. Let me digress. I'm a little bit of a wig sister. I do videos wearing wigs or wearing my own natural hair, but sometimes I feel like my hair is old lady hair. I make the best of it, but every so often I like to throw a wig on, especially for a video. So today I took her out of retirement. This is Drew by John Renault in the color caramel syrup, and she sounds delicious, doesn't she? Caramel syrup. Yeah. So this is Drew. If you're interested in purchasing Drew, I am not an affiliate, but if you go to any of the wig outlets, I'm sure you can find her. And nothing like a good quality wig. Yeah. Okay, so back to the subject on hand today, ageism and societal norms. And I think we're all guilty of this. If you take a look at the couple behind me, what comes to mind? What do you think their relationship is? Possibly a mother and son watching TV together? What if I told you this was a couple that was dating, and she looks like she's old enough to be his mother, and he could be older than we think. There's a lot of cases where gosh, I see this a lot, one way or the other, and I really noticed it when I was working at the front desk I worked at on the Las Vegas Strip. When I would check couples in, it was either like one extreme or the other. You'd have a husband who was really youthful looking, and then you'd have a wife that really looked tired and old next to him. Or you've got the other scenario, okay? The woman that looks very youthful, and the husband that looks maybe 20 years older than her. And it's very rare almost to see a husband and wife of a similar age that have aged equally or not aged equally. Have you ever noticed that? Who do you think ages better, men or women? And I'm not talking about with all the artificial enhancements, because yeah, anybody can look good with a nip and tuck, okay? And I don't blame them. But I think you'll see a lot more women doing that than men, although men are starting to evolve more in that direction now, and where I think they're getting a little nip and tuck too. And hey, more power to them, But anyhow, back to what I was saying. When you see a couple like that, younger man, older woman, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel uncomfortable? Does it seem icky? How are you programmed to feel about it? Is my next question. I went to lunch with a girlfriend of mine a few years ago, and we were sitting in a booth, and here comes these two people in the booth opposite ours, and it's an older woman and a younger man, and could have been, mother and son, but my friend and I were sitting there noticing that he was spoon feeding her lunch. And I don't mean like she was like so geriatric that she had to be fed. I mean, he was doing it in a very loving and sensual way, okay? My friend and I both immediately caught on, and we both started cracking up. It was like, oh my God, are you seeing this? Yeah. And the first thing that came to our mind is, he must be a gigolo. He must be a gold digger. Why is this young, handsome young man with this older woman? It just goes against the societal norms. Now, on the other hand, take a look at this couple. And father and daughter. How about husband and wife? Yeah, and you know what? Nobody blinks an eye when they see an older man and a younger woman. And that's good. You know what? That's the way it should be in every single scenario. Who cares? Who cares who you love? Okay? Let's get that out. Let's put that right out there. Nobody cares. But we have this stigma in society when it comes to the older woman and the younger man. Am I right? Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that if you can get yourself a younger man, I say go for it, baby. Go for it. Okay? My husband's a couple years younger than me, so I guess I'm a cougar, right? But the thing about being with somebody your own age or close to your own age is it's so much more relatable when it comes to generational topics and reminiscing and talking about how things used to be back in the day. If you're with somebody that's 10 or 20 years younger than you, what are you going to talk about? I mean, you might want to talk about the Beatles, and they might go, who's the Beatles? I hope it's not that extreme, but wow, I wouldn't know what to say. I see a lot of older men, younger women scenarios, and a lot of, I don't want to say ethnic, but I guess men that opt for women of different cultures. And I don't know what the hell they talk about, honestly. Here the woman is like, okay, here the guy is like 65 and the woman is like 23. How does that work out? What do you talk about, especially if there's a cultural difference? Maybe she doesn't even speak English that well. But everybody has their preference. I get that. I understand that. They make it work somehow. So I think there are stigmas that are ingrained in us, a lot of us, through the media, for one thing, societal norms, for many years, and maybe this still holds true today. People that opted out of getting married or having families have pretty much always been kind of stigmatized, especially women. I think the attitude was, if you don't have kids, what's your purpose? And I can tell you, I never had kids. And sometimes I think, I wonder how it would have been being in my 70s now. If I had kids, would I be more dependent on them? Would I be as independent as I am? Or would they be depending on me? See, that's the other scenario too. Kids depending on you. And people do opt out of having kids for many reasons. Sorry, I'm seeing this hair floating around. Okay, I got it. The wig life, okay? And it's okay. I think the great thing about being alive now is that people are much more accepting of different lifestyles. And, I can tell you that back in the 1970s and 80s, you were gonna get married and have kids, and that was it. And even though a lot of changes came out of the boomer generation, that was one thing that was kind of ingrained in us still. And I don't care how liberated women became, there was always going to be that stigma, okay? Like, everybody had their role and everybody should have known their role. And now things are not like that at all. And it's great. It's actually great. Okay, so if you're dating and you want to be with somebody younger than you, go for it by all means. There's a lot to offer in a relationship like that. For one thing, there's a lot of energy coming from somebody younger. and that'll keep you on your toes, you know? Either way, whether you're the man in the relationship or the woman in the relationship, there's something to be said for it. Just like there's something to be said about being with somebody that's your contemporary. Okay, so just wanted to touch on that topic today. My name is Suzanne Harper. This was the Sharper View. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I'd love to have you in the community. I talk about various topics, including what have I done, wig reviews, product reviews, life in retirement, life in your 70s, weight loss. I've done weight loss videos. You can check those out in my catalog. You know, the weight loss, geez, that goes up and down, but it's a struggle, and the struggle continues. And I have even done some political videos. If you're so inclined, check them out. Please don't hate. If my political ideology is different than yours, you know, take it with a grain of salt. You don't have to leave a nasty comment. Just move on. That's fine. Okay, but I would like you to chime in if you have different opinions. Just do it in a respectful way. Okay, so everyone, thanks for stopping in today. Mwah. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.